Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. So I've actually been quite busy in between episodes. I've come over here to the desert where I collect all of my sand. And I've gone ahead and I've got 10 shulker boxes of sand here. I've actually got a little bit more in my inventory as well. But all 10 of these are just full with sand, and this took like an hour and a half to 2 hours to get all of this. The desert's like not looking too great anymore. So I've removed all of this over the course of the series. Still a little bit more I can get from like both of these sides over here. But after that I'm going to have to go ahead and find another desert to start collecting my sand from. And there's actually a couple of reasons I needed all of this sand. So I'm just going to quickly gather all these shulker boxes together, and then I'm going to head back over to the base and I'll talk about my plans with all of the sand and what I'm going to be doing with it. Okay, so it took me a while, but there's two things that I wanted to do with all of that sand. So first of all, I've come over here and I've crafted up all of the different colours of the glass and then the glass panes. So I was going to do this a few episodes ago when I built like the all of the different dye farms and stuff, but I just kind of forgot to do it, so I've done it in this episode instead. So this chest is almost complete. I just need to get the woodland mansion banners. And I actually don't have a clue where there is a woodland mansion on this world. I've never seen one. But when I find one, I need to go ahead and get 16 of the banners from there. I think you can find them in the bedrooms or something like that. And then once I've got them, I can check off the lights here or turn them on, and that will be that chest fully completed. And the other thing that I wanted to do with all of that sand is I wanted to make 2 shulker boxes full of TNT. So I've got 8 shulker boxes of sand here, and then I've got 10 shulker boxes of the gunpowder over here. So I've got the efficient mob farm that I built in like episode 2 or episode 3. It was quite a while back now. I stay AFK now and again, and I get so much gunpowder from that. So I've got 10 shulker boxes of this, and I want to make 2 shulker boxes full of TNT. And the reason for that is because I want to do an episode, not today, it's going to be released on my YouTube channel probably in a few months from now. But I want to use 2 shulker boxes full of TNT just to go mining for netherite in the nether, of course. And I want to see how much netherite or ancient debris I can get with 2 shulker boxes full. But it's going to take quite a while to record this episode, so what I'm going to do is start recording it today, maybe tomorrow if I don't have time today. But I'm going to start recording it pretty soon, and then every time I've got a little bit of free time, I'm going to head over to the nether, do a little bit more mining for ancient debris, and then eventually I will have used all of the TNT, and that's when I'm going to edit and upload the video. So even though I'm probably going to start recording it today, it's not going to be uploaded for, I'd say, at least 3 or 4 months. It's going to take me quite a while to get through all of the TNT, because mining for ancient debris is just so boring. I just don't enjoy it at all. Yeah, at the moment I've got 18 blocks of netherite and then 2 netherite scrap. And if I want to complete this series and collect a stack of every single item, that means I do need a stack of netherite blocks, and then all of the other items involved with netherite, like the ingots and then the scrap, the lodestones and stuff like that. So I do need a lot of netherite, and that's why I'm going to do that episode where I just mine for netherite for the entire episode. And also, a few people might know that I've got a goal in this world to get one of every type of beacon. So I've already got the diamond beacon over there. I'm going to have like the netherite beacon over here, and then the iron and the gold one as well. And then probably an emerald one. Actually, I'll probably have the emerald one up at the top and then put like the iron one down below, because that's like irrelevant really. Yeah, I do want to get a netherite beacon as well, so that means I need another 2 stacks and 36 netherite blocks. So yeah, it's going to be a big pain to get all of that netherite, and that's why I'm dedicating a full episode to it. So you'll see that on the YouTube channel probably within the next like 3 or 4 months. But anyway, on to today's episode. I've mentioned this a few times over the last few episodes. I really want to get this honey farm built finally. So I've had these bees here for like quite a while now, and I've been collecting these beehives. So each of these has 3 bees inside, I think. So there's 9 in there, and then the 10th one right there. Now what I want to do is head over to the farming district, and I want to build a bee farm, just so I can get loads of honey for the honey blocks. There's quite a few items I can check off the checklist. And I also just want it for copper, so if I ever want to build with copper, I can wax it and stuff. So I think I do want to have a few copper builds around the base eventually. So yeah, I'm just going to get some materials together. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be using to build this thing. I'll get some materials together and I'm going to head over to the farming district. Okay, so I've been messing around on a creative world for a little bit and I've come up with a design that I'm happy with. So I've already marked it out over here. This is where I'm going to be building it. Originally I did want to build a greenhouse and I designed a really nice one, or one that I think is really nice, over on my creative world. But I just don't think it's going to fit in well in this area. I think it's too much of a nice build to build over in the farming district. So if I'm going to build it on the world, I'll probably do it over around the base somewhere. I don't really know when I'm going to be doing that, but I do want to build that somewhere on the world. But for this bee farm, I've changed my mind a little bit, and this is what I'm going to be doing instead. So I've got this big square at the bottom, and this is going to be a giant beehive. It's going to have some honey dripping out of it and stuff like that. And then, of course, the two cubes up at the top are where the bees are going to be flying around it. One of the bees is going to have the honeycomb farm inside, and the other one is going to have the honey bottle farm inside. And then all of the items are hopefully going to drop down and then be stored inside the giant beehive. So I've already planned out the farms and the bees. I'm not really too sure what I'm going to be doing with the storage and then the giant beehive down here. I just know it's going to be a 16 by 16, so that's the area that I marked out. And I think once I've finished the farm, I'll probably build like a third bee around here somewhere, just floating at the side of the beehive. But first of all, what I want to do is actually build the bees. So I've got the materials in the shulkers here. So I think this is most of the materials I'm going to need. I might need to go back to the base and get a few more. This is something that would probably look better if I did it in a time lapse, but I can't really do a third person time lapse. I've gone through this a few times before. So I'm just going to have to do this project in progress updates. So I've already designed the bees as well over on a creative world. So I think what I'm going to do is just get the materials together and get straight to work on the bees. So I've made a little bit more progress than I wanted to make. I was just going to build the 2 bees up there, and you can see that I've done that. But I actually decided to go ahead and build the farms inside as well. So if I go to this one here, this is the honeycomb farm, and I think this is the better of the two. It turned out a little bit better. The redstone is more compact for this one, so I've got more space to work with. I still need to find a way to get the items down into the hive down below. Of course, I've not built that yet. So for right now, the items are just going into this chest. And I've actually already stayed AFK a little bit. And I've got a few of the honeycomb and the bottles down below in a chest down there. So yeah, this farm's working fine. It wasn't really too difficult to build. I will get a way to shoot the items down below, then I'll probably add a floor above here. So yeah, that's the honeycomb farm. And then if I jump over to this one, this is the bottle farm. It's a little bit more of a mess because the redstone is a little bit harder for the honey bottles. So you can see there's not as much space to work with here. I've got some shulker boxes up here, and that's just to stock the farm up with some empty bottles. And then the storage goes down below here. So yeah, it's a little bit harder to get the honey bottles, and this farm's a little bit of a mess. There's not really any room to work with down there, so I'm not sure how I'm going to shoot the bottles down below into the storage area. But I'm sure I can figure something out. And I do actually really like how the bees turned out. So I've only got the 2 of them in here for now. I am going to build a third one down here at some point today. But I want to get the hive built first, and then I can get some storage. So I'm not just storing all of the items up inside the bees. But I can't really build this because I don't have the resources yet. I'm going to have to stay AFK for a while to get some honey blocks and some hive blocks. So this is all I've got at the moment. I'm going to need a lot more honey blocks than this. So I'm going to have to stay AFK for a while. And I did actually test it, so my simulation chunks are on 8 at the moment. And this is the AFK spot for the full farming district. So I stayed AFK there for a while. And the farms are actually in simulation distance, so that's fine. So this farm is going to be running every time I'm in the AFK spot. And that's a plan for this area if anyone doesn't know. So all of these farms should run at the same time when I'm in the centre of the district, which is right there on the sea lanterns. So I don't really know what to do next in this episode. I do want to get the hive built, but like I said, I don't have the resources yet. I'm probably going to stay AFK over here overnight, and hopefully in the morning I'll have enough of the honey blocks to at least get started on the project. There's also a lot of other blocks that I need to go and collect as well. So I'm going to see if I can find something else to do on the world for a little bit, but if not, then I'll just be back to record tomorrow where I'll build the hive. Okay, it's the next day now, and I did actually find something to do over at the base. I spent a little bit of time doing it yesterday. So when I get back over to the base, I'll show you that. But you can see here that I've gone ahead and I've built the big bee's nest. So I kind of think this would look better if it had more yellow and less orange. But I tried to do it like half and half, so the bottom half is mostly orange and the top half is mostly yellow. I think I might change it up a little bit, but I do like how it looks anyway. And I was going to put some honey blocks like coming down from the 2 holes, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that now. So this is going to be the entrance into the storage room, and then I'm going to have a staircase somewhere, I'm not really too sure where. And then I'm going to have another bit of a storage room upstairs as well, and then maybe a balcony or something here. So that is the plan for this area, but I don't think I'm going to be working on this project too much more today. So right now the items are just coming down from the bees and then dropping into these chests. So I've got the hives over here, or the honeycomb over there, and then the bottles drop into this one. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the progress I'm going to be making on this project in today's episode. But I did stay AFK for a little bit, and I've got some honey, so some honeycomb here. I turned all of the bottles into the blocks. You can see here that I've got a stack of all of the items that I can get from this farm. So I'm going to be heading over to the storage room soon to check all of these items off the checklist. And while I'm over here in the farming district, I just thought I'd quickly come over to the raid farm, which is right next to it. So I built this thing ages ago now. It was in like the 2nd episode or something like that. It was very easy to build. But a few of you might have remembered a while back there was a glitch on Bedrock Edition, which is a big surprise obviously. But a lot of the entities in the world, like minecarts and minecart hoppers, as well as mobs, even if a mob was name tagged, it was all despawning for some reason. So it was quite a big issue on my world. I don't know if everyone was having the same issue, but a lot of my farms ended up breaking, and the raid farm was one of those. So you can see the grass blocks right there where the cursor is. There's a villager inside there. The villager despawned and that broke the entire farm. And it took me quite a while to actually get the villager back up there. But he's up there now, so I'm getting the emeralds again. So I stayed AFK a couple of times. I've got all of these emerald blocks. And the reason for this is because I want to start a new project pretty soon. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing it in today's episode, but it's going to take a while to actually finish. I want to start trading with villagers, and I want to build a big villager trading hall. So I'm going to start like preparing for that in today's episode. But it's going to be quite a big project, so it won't be finished for a while. So I am going to start using this farm more often again, just to try and get as many emeralds as I can. And then once I've got the villager trading hall, it's going to help out a lot over there. But I'm also getting some books from this farm. So I don't get any totems of undying anymore for some reason. I don't know if something's changed. But I don't get any of them. But I'm getting a lot of crossbows and junk. But I am getting all of these books. And what I've been doing is getting all of the books with 1 enchantment on, like this one here, Fire Aspect 1. And I've been saving them in one of the chests over here. So you can see all of these books only have 1 enchantment. So yeah, all of these books only have 1 enchantment on them. And the reason for this is because if I'm going to check off every item from the checklist and collect 1 stack of every single item, that means I need to collect 1 of each enchanted book. So what I'm doing is just collecting the ones that have a single enchantment on. I'm not going to bother with the ones with multiple enchantments like this, because there's pretty much an infinite amount of these. It would be impossible to collect all of them. So what I'm doing is just getting the ones with a single enchantment. So what I'm going to do is collect all of these, take them back to the base, and I'm going to be adding some to the checklist as well. And one more thing I thought I'd quickly mention while I'm over here. I did actually stock up on a lot of totems of undying. So this farm used to produce loads of them, and these chests were still full from the last time I used the farm months ago. So I've gone through and I've collected all of the totems. I'm going to take these back over to the base as well at some point, and this should last me for the rest of the series, because like I said, this farm doesn't actually produce them anymore. But I've always got one in my offhand. I don't really die too often, but it has saved my life a few times, especially with how glitchy Bedrock is sometimes. You can just like randomly die for no reason. So I always just make sure to carry one because I don't want to lose all of my levels or anything like that. So yeah, I've stocked up on loads of those, and I'm going to take them over to the base as well. Okay, back over at the base, I can check a few of these items off the checklist now. So first of all, we'll go into the random blocks chest, So you can see the honey block and the honeycomb block. So I've got 63 of each, and now that's 64 of each of those. And then the beehive goes there. So I've got 64 beehives as well. So that's 3 more items checked off there. And then the other 2 go into the food chest. So that's 63 more of the honeycomb, and then another 15 bottles. So that's a full stack of each of those items as well. And there is some other items around the checklist, like the waxed copper up here, that need the honey to be crafted. But I don't have the copper to do that yet. So I'll do that at a later date. And then there's also the candles up here. So I might complete these today. I have got all of the items needed to do these. So I might come back and add those to the checklist later on in today's episode. But anyway, I mentioned that I was doing something around the base yesterday, just to waste a little bit of time. And this is what I was doing over here. So I found out a few episodes ago that if you plant a tree next to a flower, I think it's got to be within like 5 blocks of the tree. When the tree grows, there's a small percentage of a chance that it will grow a beehive with it. So you can see here, there's a few of these trees here that have beehives. So what I've been doing is collecting all of these, and I've just been putting them over here for now. So I need to get a full stack of these, and I keep calling them beehives. I'm pretty sure these are the bees' nests. But I need a full stack of these, and they do actually stack up if they are completely empty, if they don't have any bees inside. So I'm just putting them here for now just to collect a little bit of extra honey. But what I'm going to do once I've got 64 of them is just let all of the bees sting me. I'm going to kill all of the bees, and then I'm going to collect them all, and that'll be a full stack. But it did actually take me a few hours just to get this many. So I think there's 6 here. Then it looks like there's another 3 over here as well. So there's only 9 so far. I don't really know if there's any more over there. But it's going to take quite a while to get 64. I doubt I'll be doing that in today's episode. I'm getting quite a lot of oak wood from this as well. I actually used some of this already as well, but yeah. I'm just going to slowly work on this over the next few episodes, like when I'm not really doing much. And then once I've got 64, I'll come back and I'll check them off the checklist. Okay, so now I can start on a project that I wanted to do for a long time on this world. And that is the villager trading hall that I've just mentioned. So I built this one over here right at the start of the series. And this is how I was getting a lot of my enchanted books and stuff. You can see the enchants that I've got, and then the prices. And then over here, I think a few of these are selling me armor. So yeah, these are the armorers. So I've got the diamond gear. And I think these were just to get some quartz or something like that. So yeah, but I've not really used this for a while. I've not been over here. I don't really come over here at all anymore. Now I've got all of my armor and stuff set up. But I do want to have a big villager trading hall. If anyone remembers the last series that I had a little one in the base, and there was like 20 or 30 villagers in there. I'm still going to have a small one over at the base, but I want to have a big villager trading hall. So I got a little bit inspired by Hermitcraft, because Grian, Tango and Scar built a huge trading hall, and they could get loads of different items from that. So I want to do something similar just so I can get all of these different items as well. And the reason I'm not building it over at the base is because too many villagers will cause too much lag. I only had like 30 last series, and even that caused a little bit of lag. So I want to have at least like 50, probably even more than that this time around. And the reason I'm over here is because I actually want to build it over here somewhere. So right here is a guardian temple or an ocean monument, whatever you want to call it. So if I fly in this direction, it's not far away from the base at all. So the base should just start loading up right here. And there's still bees there, I'm not really sure why those are there. See, the base is right here, so it's really not far away. And this is where I want to build it. So it's in the ocean monument. I am going to have to drain this out, which I've not done for a long time. I know it's going to take a little bit of time to actually do that. And that's why this project is going to take so long. So I just want to have a little platform here, and this is where I'm going to be storing all of my items for now. So I know when most people drain out an ocean monument, they usually build like a big circle out of glass around the outside and then drain out all of it. But I don't want to do that. I just want to drain out the inside of the monument, and then the entrance to it is here. And I want to have a tunnel going from the entrance all of the way to the mainland over there. So that is the plan for this area. It's going to be a big project. It's going to take quite a while. I'm going to have to do a lot of the work off camera as well. And there is a little bit of a problem, or at least I think it's a problem. I think it would be so much better if the ocean monument was facing the land over here, but it's facing away from the land, or like kind of to the side instead. So I would prefer it if it was facing this way, but it's facing this way and it's not really a huge deal. I just think it would look better facing like towards there, then I could just have a straight tunnel. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a minor inconvenience really. So I've actually already come over here and raided this monument before. I killed the Elder Guardians, so I'm not getting any of the slow mining fatigue or whatever. I've got loads of potions here. So I've got the night vision and then a shulker box of water breathing as well. And I also brought along all of the sponges that I've got as well. So I think on this world there is 3 ocean monuments that I've found, and from those 3 I've managed to get almost 2 stacks of sponges. So that's going to be very useful while I'm clearing this area out. So there's not really anything else I can think of that I want to say about this project just yet. I think I'm just going to get straight to work on it. So I've got the sponges and stuff. The first thing I need to do is just clear out all of the water from the inside. So it's going to be quite a long boring task. I'm just going to do this off camera and I'll be back once I've done it. So that didn't actually take me as long as I was expecting. So it probably took about 2 hours overall, and you can see that I've cleared all of the water. And then I've also removed all of the walls and stuff, so I've just got the outer shell of the monument now. So I don't think I'm going to be working on the inside in today's episode. I just don't really have time, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to be doing in here. I think I've got a few ideas that I'm probably going to block this off and make this into a wall, and that's going to be a storage room there. I'll probably do the same on the other side as well, so this will be blocked off here, and then I'll have some more storage in there as well. And then I've got all of this open space, and I'm probably going to be getting like 50 to 70 villages in here, and I'm not really sure how to make it look nice. I know what blocks I'm going to use. It's going to be mostly the prismarine, the dark prismarine, and then quartz, so I'm going to have to get a lot of quartz in between episodes. But I don't know how to fit so many villages in here without it looking strange. So there's 2 ways I can do this. I could just put them all around the outside and then have a big open area in the middle. Or I could do it in like rows, so I could have like villages down here and it could be like a little corridor kind of thing. So they could be on both sides like this. So I can just go down a corridor and then trade on both sides. Then I could have like another corridor thing like here as well. Or probably like on the back of that. And then it'd be like 3 blocks across again. So it'd be like here. So I could just do it in rows like that. So maybe I could have all of the librarians here, and then the I don't know what other ones I need. The stonemasons, I think I need a lot of those. And then I could just like have them all sectioned off. A few farms in there as well. So that's one way to do it. Or like I said, I could just put them all around the outside, which I think that is probably going to be the one I'm going to go for. But I'm not going to worry too much about this just yet, because I need to make the tunnel first. So for right now, I've just got a dirt door. What I'm going to do is make a little bit of an entranceway here. So I'm going to be using some glass just to cover all of this up, and then I'm going to remove the water. And then the tunnel is going to start about here, in line with this thing. And it's going to go, I don't really know how far this way. It's probably going to go a few blocks in this direction, and then turn right. And then go over to the island. So I need to decide where I want it to connect to the island first. And that's how far I'm going to build out. And there's actually a little bit of a problem that I realised just before I started recording. Can't really see too much here. But I wanted to have a rail system put in inside the tunnel. But the problem is the ocean monument is an even number wide. So like the entrance here is 2 blocks wide or 4 blocks wide, whatever. So if I have the tunnel 4 blocks wide as well, the minecart is going to be like off-centered and it's just going to look strange. So I'm probably just going to make the tunnel 4 blocks wide and then walk down it and not bother with the minecart system. There's actually one more thing I forgot to mention earlier. So when I originally chose this seed, I knew the ocean monument was here, like right next to where I wanted to build the base. And that's actually one of the reasons I decided to choose this seed. I always had plans to do something with this ocean monument, I just never really knew what. It took me a while to decide. I was going to build like a second base here, but I think having this as a villager trading hall is a much better idea. But anyway, I think I'm just going to get back to work on this. So I'm going to try and get this tunnel completed in today's episode. It's going to take a lot of glass and then prismarine as well, so I'm going to have to go and collect some resources first. And once I've done this, I'm probably going to be out of time for the rest of the episode. So I'm just going to see how much progress I can make on it, and then I'll be ending the episode once I've shown you it. so I'll be back once I've made some progress. So I've been working on this for a few hours now, and I just thought I'd show what I've got going on. So I've got the tunnel here which goes all of the way to the land, so I'll get to the end of that in a second. But over here I've got a little bit of an entranceway, so it's just like the tunnel extends out a little bit, becomes a little bit bigger, and then I've got the doorway here which is going to go into the actual monument. So I will be removing all of the stone brick and the chests and stuff once I've got some interior going on. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing in here yet, so I'm just going to leave all of the shulker box and stuff here for now until I know what I'm actually doing with the interior. Yeah, this is what I've done down here. You've already seen the tunnel, it's just a repeated pattern all of the way down. And if I fly down a little bit, it actually changes a little bit just down here. So this bit goes underneath the ground, it's not like under the water like this. You can see it goes into the actual ground. So I had to change the design up a little bit. Instead of using the glass, I've gone for some dark prismarine and some stripped, I forgot what this is called, warped log I think this is. So yeah, I did this all of the way down, and then it comes out again into the ocean just here. So then I've used the glass again. So there's this little bit here, and then there's a little bit more just here as well, where I've had to change it up, and I've gone for the dark prismarine and stuff again. So yeah, this is the tunnel, and this goes all the way to the end. And I think I might actually change the end bit here. I went for this water elevator, so the bubble elevator going up, and then I've just got to drop down on the other side. I've not put the water in place yet, but I was going to do that. But I think I might just change this into a staircase going straight up. So it's probably going to come out like over on that island somewhere, and then I could build the entrance over there. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing instead of this, but for right now I'm just going to keep this. It's an easy way to get up and down. I was going to keep this originally, that's why I built it, but I just don't really like how it looks. I definitely think the staircase is going to look a lot better than just this thing popping out of the water here. So the next time I come over to work on this project, I'm probably going to do the staircase first. But for today's episode, that's all I'm going to be doing on this project. But I have got the villager breeder just over here. So I built this a long time ago. It was like right at the start of the series when I first started trading with the villagers over there. So this has been here ever since, and it still works. So this is how I'm going to be getting the villagers into the monument. I'm going to be breeding them up, they come down there, then I'll just take them over on some rails. So I'm going to work on this pretty much off camera just over the next few weeks. I'll probably do a few progress updates in the next few episodes just to show you where I am on the project. But I'm going to have to get like at least 50 villagers from there down into the monument and then get the right trades and stuff. So it is going to be a big grind. It's going to take a long time to actually get it like fully finished. But like I said, I'll just work on it off camera, and then every time I've made a decent amount of progress, I'll show it in an episode. But anyway, back over to the base, there's a few things that I quickly want to show before I end the episode. So first of all, I've gone ahead and I've collected all of the enchanted books from around near the raid farm. I also just had a few in a chest over here, and a few that I've got from trading with the villagers in the past. So I've gone ahead and collected all of the ones with a single enchantment on, and then I've just added them to the checklist. So you can see there's still a lot of books missing here. There's not quite as much missing in the bottom one, I don't think. I've managed to get the soul speed 1, 2 and 3 from piglin bartering as well. So yeah, there's quite a few books missing, but I'm going to get a lot of these when I start trading with the villagers over the next few weeks. And it does take a long time to get all of these enchanted books. I remember doing it on the previous world. It took like 6 or 7 hours just straight trading with villagers trying to get the different enchantments. So the raid farm's helping a lot to get some of these. But yeah, it's going to be a pain to get the rest of them. But that's one that I really want to complete soon, and then I could just stop worrying about it because I know how much of a grind it is to get all of the different enchantments. And while I'm here, you might have realised that I've actually changed the roof in here, and I think it looks a lot better. So before I had the polished andesite, and then the regular andesite, I changed it up to the deep slate tiles and the spruce, and I think this looks like 10 times better than it did before. So I've wanted to do this for a long time. I've finally got around to doing it, and I'm glad I have because I definitely think it's an improvement. But anyway, the other reason I came down here is to show this chest here. So the rockets, I completed this in the previous episode, but someone let me know that you can actually craft the firework rocket duration 2 and duration 3. So I didn't think you could do this on Bedrock Edition. I went ahead and got some gunpowder and paper here. And you can see in the crafting recipe I can only craft the flight duration 1 rockets. So I thought these were the only ones you could get on Bedrock Edition. I know you can get the flight duration free on Java Edition, but if you go into the crafting table thing up here, and then split up the gunpowder like that, and then put the paper in, you can see here that's the flight duration free rockets. And then if you put this like this, so there's only 2 gunpowder, you can get the flight duration 2 rockets. So I didn't know that you could actually drag the items up into the little crafting table thing like this. So yeah, you can actually craft a flight duration 2 and 3 rockets. So I went ahead and then I've added those to the checklist as well, of course. So thank you for leaving that comment. It kind of helps me out a lot with stuff like this. I really don't want to miss off any items from the checklist. Some people now and again let me know that I've missed a block from a chest. Like someone let me know I missed the deep slate, oh no, it's the blackstone pressure plate thing. But that's because I put it inside the redstone chest instead of the nether chest. But it does help me out when people leave comments like that, just to make sure that I haven't missed anything off the checklist. So yeah, keep leaving those comments if you think that I have missed anything, and then I'll go around and check to make sure that I've got it. But anyway, I'm quickly running out of time to record for today's episode. The 1.19 update came out a couple of days ago, and I do want to try and explore some of that in the next few weeks. So maybe that'll be in the next episode, I'm not really too sure yet. But I hope everyone enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all next time.